You just found a research article with a powerful claim, a new strategy that improves student outcomes. Sounds great, right? But before you rush to implement it, there's a critical question that you need to ask. Will this actually work in my school? Hi friends, I'm Matthew Courtney. I help educators become confident, evidence-informed decision makers. Today, we're tackling a question that doesn't get asked often enough. How do you judge whether a research study is truly applicable to your school or classroom? Here's the truth. Not all quality research is relevant to every context. A study can be statistically solid, well-written, and peer-reviewed, and still not be a good fit for you. So let's talk about how to figure that out. I'll walk you through 5 practical questions that will help you to assess whether a piece of research applies to your setting. Question 1. Are the students in the study similar to yours? This is where you should always start. Look at who the study focused on. What grade levels, what demographics? Were the students in urban, rural, or suburban schools? Did they have specific learning needs or maybe language backgrounds? You don't need an exact match, but alignment here does matter. If the research was conducted with high schoolers in a STEM magnet school and you're working in a rural elementary setting, the results may not translate. Question 2. Does the study reflect your staffing and resources? A strategy may have worked well in a study, but only because the school had the time, the funding, or the personnel to implement it fully. Take a deep dive and ask, did the study rely on extra coaching support or reduced class sizes? Were teachers trained extensively before implementation? Did the strategy require materials or technology that I don't currently have? If replicating the conditions of a study would be difficult or unrealistic, you'll need to think carefully about its adoption or consider whether it's even the right fit at all. Question 3. Is the strategy aligned with your goals and values? This one's easy to overlook, but it's so critical. Even if a study produced great results, it still has to align with your school's improvement priorities, your instructional framework, and your overall community values. Consider whether it fits into what you're already working on, or would it pull you off track? When a strategy fits your school's mission, it's more likely to be implemented well and sustained over time. Question 4. Can you implement this with fidelity? In other words, can you actually carry it out the same way the study did? Sometimes studies involve highly controlled conditions, daily intervention sessions, carefully timed assessments, or specific student-to-teacher ratios. You have to think about whether your staff has the capacity to implement this consistently. Do you have the time in your schedule to make it work? Do you have both the stuff and the space to make it happen? If you can't implement the strategy as designed, the results may not resemble what happened in that study. That doesn't mean you can't try it. It just means that you need to be realistic about potential modifications and limitations. Question 5. What local data supports this as your next step? Always bring it back to your school's data. Before implementing anything new, check that you have a need that matches the problem this study addressed, and that your data shows it's a high leverage area for change. Don't make a change just because everyone else is doing it. It has to make sense for you. When your local data aligns with the research findings, you're in a stronger position to act and track the impact of work over time. Okay, so let's recap. When you're deciding whether a study applies to your school, ask, are the students similar to ours? Do we have the resources to implement it? Does it align with our goals and values? Can we implement it with fidelity? Does our local data support trying it in the first place? Evidence-based decision-making isn't just about finding good research. It's about knowing when and how to use it. If this video helped you think more critically about applying research in your setting, make sure you like and subscribe. And check out the next video in this series, where I'll talk about how to read a research article methodically so you get the most out of it. I'll see you next time.